This was back in 2006, and a group of us came together in Liz Hare's living room. Liz was the first woman elected to the county commission, and the first woman obviously to serve as chair of the county commission. And the Women's Commission had kind of lost its clout. The county commissioners weren't paying much attention to who was appointed. And we knew there was a gap, an unmet need in this community for women. We decided, again, there was a need for another women's summit that was data-based, that we needed to pull together some research. And we found our leader in Lisa DuBois, the chancellor's wife at UNC Charlotte. And we knew that the chancellor wanted UNC Charlotte more involved in the community, and we felt like this was a way to help facilitate that. We went to Lisa, she agreed to do it. We pulled together a leadership team. We worked through the university to pull together the data. We probably had over 100 women involved in various teams looking at the data. We had a huge turnout, I think about 600 registrants. We presented the data in 5 different categories. The atmosphere there that day in March 2008 was absolutely electric. We had an incredible diversity of attendance, community leaders, elected officials, volunteers from the nonprofit sector, and just women who were interested in what we were doing. And we came out of there with a series of recommendations, and we moved forward, hired some staff, and ultimately became part of the University of North Carolina at Charlotte.
Since our inception, the Women and Girls Research Alliance has always really been a data-driven mission. Our goal is to present the latest and most up-to-date indicators of women and girls' social and economic well-being. We tend to focus on 5 areas: education, employment, and economic change, civic and political engagement, poverty and income security, health and safety, and then of course the work and family issues as well. We do this by pulling together all of our research over the course of 2 years and presenting it at our biennial summit. But on a day-to-day basis, we also have information that's available open and free to anyone in the community on our website. We have the data portal, which brings together the most up-to-date data on all of the issues that we cover. We present reports and have white papers available throughout the year that can be used, and obviously when it comes to working with partners in the community, determine what are the issues that are most pressing right now in Charlotte-Mecklenburg. We have that capacity. But I think one of the things that really sets us apart is that we're also always having an eye on the future and what are the different facets of women and girls' experience that is likely to impact our community.
The Women and Girls Research Alliance of UNC Charlotte provides a multitude of research data that is a tremendous asset for any organization, the Junior League of Charlotte, as well as others who want to know more about the status of women in the greater Charlotte community. It's an excellent resource for those who want statistical data to further the mission, as well as look for information that is not simply something that can be not quantified. I know for the Junior League of Charlotte, we're always looking for data that has strong quality to it, and that's something that we plan to leverage the Alliance for. We're also really excited because the Alliance has such a strong focus on various fields. So some of the research data focuses around the civic and political engagement. You also have the violence against women, and then there's also the health and wellness component. And with our focus being the Healthy Family Initiative and a lot of our advocacy work, we plan to use the Alliance and their great research data.
Back in 2006, we were starting to do some research about building a new domestic violence shelter, and many of us here in town knew that we needed one, but the general public really wasn't aware of it yet. So we were able to get the research, and the Women's Summit published it. And by doing that, we had a notebook that we could take around and show to people and say, these are the hard numbers, this is why we need a new domestic violence shelter. And it also gave us a forum where we could reach a lot of women in the community as well as others who were generally supportive of these issues but maybe not aware of them. And so we were able to champion the issue and get the people on board that we needed so that we could raise the money to build the new shelter. The new shelter is an 80-bed shelter. It opened in 2013, and we're now sheltering about 120 women and children every night. So that would have not been possible had we not been able to do the fundraising that was made possible through the research that the Women's Summit provided.
Ultimately, what we hope is that government officials, staff, and elected officials will really use the research of the Women and Girls Research Alliance to help make educated and fully informed policy decisions.
I would hope that the Women's Summit, now the Women and Girls Research Alliance, would be the premier source of data about the needs or the status of women in Charlotte and Mecklenburg, and that the many partnerships that the Alliance forms or has formed in the community would spur community leaders to action.